Hello and welcome to another tutorial. Today we're going to look at how to zoom in on your clips and move them around inside Premiere Pro. Now you may want to remove certain elements from a clip. You might want to make a clip more dramatic through zooming in on someone's face. There are countless reasons as to why you might want to do this. And the purpose of today's video will be to turn something like this into something like this. Or maybe something like this into something like this. Okay, let's jump into Premiere and see how it's done. Here in the sequence, I have this nice little clip of these leaves in the rain. And let's say I wanted a tighter shot focusing in on these leaves here. Very, very simple. I make sure my clip is highlighted in the timeline. I can then go up here to the effect control panel. If you're not seeing it, it might be because it's like that. You can click effect controls. And if you're still not seeing it, very simple, go up to window, scroll down, and you'll see the effect controls there. And up it pops. Then this could not be easier. We're looking at scale. And as you can see, it's at 100%. All I need to do, if you hover over that, you can see there's the little hand with the arrows either side. I click and I can scroll up my scale. And as you can see what's happening in the window there, in the program window. Or I can scale down. Obviously, we were talking about zooming in on these leaves here. And there we go. Play a little section of that. And we have the zoomed effect. Very, very easy. Could not be simpler. Also, if it was a different part of the shot I was interested in, I can use the position up here in the effect pane, and I can click on the X or Y, and I can move it across. As you can see, I don't want to go too far as I end up with the black bar there, and we can look at that section of the clip. I can move up or down. Maybe we're going to look here at the stem. And there we go. Very, very simple. The other option is I go back up here to the effect controls and I just press the reset parameter button there. That puts us back to the start on both of those. The other option I have is to make changes directly here in the program window. So I might just make it a little bit bigger. And here down at the bottom left, you can see where it says fit. That is, the image is fitting the window exactly. So we can put that at whatever size we want. 10%, a bit too small. 25%, yeah, that's probably a good size to work with. Now, I'm able to go over here and either click on motion. As you can see, it gives me the dots around showing that I'm able to manipulate this. Or I can just simply go over here to the piece of footage in the program window and double click, and I get the same result. Now I can just go to the corner here and zoom in this way, or zoom out. Zoom in, that's where we were before. That gives us that same effect. And then I can click, move across, move up. And in many ways, this can be a lot quicker if you know what it is you're looking for within the clip. And play again, and there we go. So in the next part of the video, I'm going to show you how to take these tools and use them with keyframes in order to enhance the video further. In the meantime, if you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share, because that's going to help me out loads to grow this new channel, and I can bring you more tutorials as time goes on. Let's get back into the editing suite and take a look at these keyframes. Firstly, I click on my clip, so then I am able to operate it in the effect controls panel up here. Now, one of the first things I'm going to do is let's try zooming in and making a pan across the shot, which can be very effective. So first of all, I'll up the scale. I don't need keyframes for this. Maybe I up it to about there. And then what I can do is I can scroll right across. There's the black edge. Obviously, that's the edge of the clip. I'll take that back to there. And now I can bring keyframes into play. So at the beginning of the clip, all the way over here, I'm going to turn on the position toggle animation stopwatch button, which will give us a keyframe right there. Now, if you remember keyframes from the previous video, if not, that doesn't matter. They're very easy to get your head around, and if you follow this process, you can't go wrong. So, nothing is happening right now. That position is set at that figure there, 1290, and it's not going to change unless I tell it to change. So let's say here, actually this clip is probably a bit long for this little tutorial, so I'm just going to shrink it down a little bit. And what we're going to do is maybe about here, I am going to shift this right across. Now, like I said before, I could do this manually in the program window, but I prefer to be more precise here with the numbers. There we go, that's taken us down to 655. That keyframe, I'll just pick it up, take it to the end. Now, what do you think is going to happen there? Basically, the numbers from that keyframe, the position from that keyframe to this keyframe is changing across there. Look at that. If I press play, and it looks like we are panning the camera across. So there you go. That's a really nice way of using keyframes. Another one we might want to use is to make something more dramatic. This would usually be with someone's face, but it doesn't have to be. It can be on landscapes as well. I'll just delete that off the timeline. So we're going to take this new clip called Girl on the Phone. We'll keep the existing settings. It doesn't matter for what we're doing. And I'm going to chop it down in size because we don't need something so big for this tutorial. I will click on the clip, giving me access to the effect controls up here. And what I will do is take us all the way to the start of the clip, and I'm going to toggle on the position keyframes and the scale keyframes animation. As you can see, tucked in nicely behind here, we have the keyframes that have just appeared. Now, if I take us to maybe somewhere near the middle of the clip, all I have to do now, because the keyframes are turned on, is click and zoom. Let's say we go to there. And I can also click and move with the scale to there, with the position, sorry, and move it down to there. So this clip would now look like this because it moves in between the keyframes to there. Now for me that's a bit abrupt. Let's just watch that end bit again. Bang, it just stops dead. What we can do here, if I just click down on these arrows, we can see what's actually happening here through this line, and it steps down in a very abrupt stop, and they're the same. So what we can do is highlight these keyframes, right click, go down to temporal and go to ease in. Now you can see that has become a much softer line. And what we can do also is slow it down more towards the end here. Speed it up at the beginning and slow it down even more by stretching this out. Be careful not to move up or down. We don't want to do that. Stretching this out. Now, can you see what that line's doing? Oops. If I just pull that down a bit, you can see better. See how this is the motion that it's going to take, and then it's going to slow down so unnoticeably into that area there. Okay, and we can do the same with this. Now, if I play that clip through, watch how that moves. Much more gentle. So please, let me know down in the comments if you have any different ways of doing this. Also, if you've got any criticism on the video, I'm open to suggestion. This is in its infancy, and I want to learn from you. I also want to give the content you want, so please let me know of any tutorials you would like me to produce for you. I do hope this has been of some use to you. Please feel free to check out my previous tutorial, which was about text and making it punchy on screen to emphasize what someone is saying. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time for the next tutorial. Bye bye!